Add-ons are an incredibly powerful tool that can make playing World of Warcraft a much easier and more enjoyable experience, but they can feel overwhelming if you're new or returning player. I'm Bean, and this is what's my role. I'm going to give you the basics of installing add-ons, as well as offering some suggestions on add-ons to start with, so it's less overwhelming of an experience for you. Add-ons can be installed manually into the add-ons folder for World of Warcraft. Doing this means you'll need to repeat this process for each add-on you want. The downside to this is you have to go through the process for every single add-on, and then every time there's a patch, there's probably going to be an update for these add-ons. So it ends up taking a long time if you're the type to have a lot of add-ons. That's why I use an add-on manager. There's a few options out there, but for simplicity's sake, I'm going to suggest the Cursforge app. This app makes the add-on installation and update process quick and easy. After heading to the Cursforge website and downloading and installing the app, you'll need to connect it to your WoW add-on folder. After that, you can browse through Curseforge's library of add-ons and clicking the install button for the ones that you're interested in. Once you've installed a few, you can start up WoW and make sure that the add-ons are enabled before logging into your character. Some add-ons will require a bit of setup, usually have you go through a little menu and click on some options, but it's pretty self-explanatory. A lot of add-ons will just work without you having to do anything extra though. Before we get into specific add-ons, keep in mind none of these are mandatory. I would suggest starting off with a few solid add-ons, and then as you play the game, you'll kind of figure out the problems you're having or the issues you're running into, and you can find add-ons that can help you solve those problems. Just make sure to avoid add-on overload. Installing all the add-ons at once will have your screen looking like an aircraft flight deck as you nosedive and struggle to comprehend or control anything.
Mayday! Mayday! We're going down!
Sir, it's been an honor.
My first suggestion is the Details add-on. This lets you track damage, heals, and more for your encounters. It's a great tool for learning and improving. It can be customized to show you whatever you want to see during a fight. You could have multiple meters up at once if you want to keep track on heals as well as damage, or even damage taken, or interrupts, or pretty much anything you can think of. It can also be used to see how much damage each specific ability is causing over the course of a fight. But the best part of the Details app is when you're at the top of the charts and you get to complain to your friends about how tired your back is from carrying their sorry asses. Next add-on I would suggest is Deadly Boss Mods. This tool helps you out in dungeons and raids by telling you what to do and showing you when things are going to happen. Warning messages, timer bars, sound effects, screen effects are just some of the ways that this add-on can let you know when something important is happening or when you need to do something specific. Then we have the Plater add-on. This add-on allows for the customization of nameplates, which are the bars above enemies' heads. Awesome creators like Quasi create and share plater profiles that make it easy to see what enemies you have aggro on, enemies that should be taken care of as soon as possible, and what abilities should be interrupted the most. I would definitely suggest checking out Quasi's plater profiles. They are lifesavers if you're a tank especially. The fourth add-on I suggest taking a look at is WeakAuras. It's basically a framework that allows for the creation and use of other add-ons that can do all kinds of cool and helpful things. Anything from cooldown tracking to flying mount speedometers. This is a seriously powerful add-on. Installing WeakAuras on its own doesn't actually change anything, but it will allow you to install WeakAuras from wago.io using an import string that you will just copy from the website and paste into the game's WeakAuras menu. Hold up. As the tank of this channel, I gotta stop us here before the next pull and remind everyone to apply the channel support buff. Click like, subscribe, or drop a comment to reapply the buff so we can keep the content coming and I don't have to solo the rest of this dungeon. Oh, great. The hunter just pulled the entire room. The next add-on you might want to check out is GTFO. Many times in WoW, there will be some nasty stuff on the ground that's causing you pain. All this add-on does is blare an alarm at you whenever you're standing in it. It may seem like an obvious thing, but in the heat of battle, sometimes there are a million effects going on limiting visibility. Or you're so into your rotation that you don't realize you're taking avoidable damage. Always remember, low damage is better than no damage. So don't stand in the fire, or you'll get a nice view of the battle from the floor. Another add-on you'll want to check out is BlizzMove, a simple but much appreciated add-on that lets you move all the windows around. Sometimes you're just trying to multitask and compare things and look around, but a certain window pops up at an inconvenient location. Being able to move everything around as you please is great. Next is Scrap, Junk Seller. This add-on makes your inventory and bag management a little bit easier by automatically selling junk whenever you talk to a vendor. It even lets you set up a list for other things to auto-sell that aren't junk. Or you could set up a list to keep a certain type of junk if you're the eccentric collector type. Next, I would suggest taking a look at some of the bag and inventory add-ons. There's a couple options here like sorted, bagnon, better bags. There's multiple options here that you can use to make the inventory system in the game work for you. I personally hate seeing tons of squares filled with random items. I don't want to struggle to find a specific item like some horrible game of Where's Waldo. That's why I use the sorted app myself. I really appreciate being able to see the names of all the items without having to hold my mouse over each one. And it even has little customizable button categories. If you don't mind the grid of images, then you could always just stick with bagnon or better bags if that's more your thing. Next one is definitely a little bit more for flavor than quality of life. Dialogue UI. This add-on is for people that want to be more immersed in the story. When questing and talking to NPCs, the screen will zoom into the speaker and hide all of the UI except for the text. In a game where you spend most of your time zoomed out, you're much more likely to miss out on details or even associate quests with certain NPCs. Before using this add-on, I would too often find myself simply talking to an NPC and immediately looking past all the dialogue straight to the quest summary of select random item from random location. It's definitely had a positive effect on my questing experience. If this add-on guide was helpful for you, please like, subscribe, and let us know in the comments what add-ons were game changers for you. Check out the rest of the What's My Role channel for streams, podcasts, and more guides to come, including this one on tips for new and returning players starting WoW before the War Within releases. Thanks for tuning in!